How would you give us an overview of your performance in 2010-11? What have been your key successes, and how do you see the company moving forwards in the next year?
I think from a purely sort of financial perspective, revenue growth has been very strong for us. I think year on year, from 2010 to 11, we'll have grown by in the region of 25%. I think that one of the things that we are sort of particularly pleased about in terms of the general structure of the business is the diversity that we've attained, both in terms of the markets that we cover. So we're in currently 27 different markets worldwide, and the kind of clients that we service, the vertical markets that we're involved with as well, with a very strong diversification across our client base. Where perhaps no more than maybe 5% of our revenue is coming from our top 10 clients. In terms of achievements, outside of sort of pure financial performance, I think we've expanded a number of our key partnerships, both with technology partners and with telco partners. We've grown in terms of the geographies that we support, so we've recently opened up offices both in South Africa and Poland, and we've also launched our new cloud collaboration platform.
What are the key strategic areas that you focused on to achieve that growth, and what are the best practices that you've put in place to make that happen?
I think if you look at what we do and perhaps how we're a little bit different, from day one, we were a startup. We've been going for 10 years. From day one, we prioritized our people and our values above sort of short-term financial performance, and I think that's meant that over that period of time, we've really we've been able to sustain the level of growth that we've got. We've got a fantastic team of people, and I think, certainly from my perspective, that's our key asset. How perhaps we're different from some of the other organisations that are out there, would be that we have taken, I think, perhaps a very sort of service-orientated focus in terms of local support. So we try and provide service through local people where we can, and we believe that though that isn't necessarily the most sort of headcount efficient way of doing it, we think it enables us to offer a better level of service by being closer to our clients, and that the benefits of that, in terms of quality of service and in terms of the presentation of what we do and our execution, of our objectives, outweighs the benefits that you get from perhaps centralizing or running call centers in any given location.
When you're speaking to your customers, what do you see as the most important trends? What are they really up against, and how can you help them do better in terms of their own business?
Yeah, that's interesting, because I think in many ways our job is to sort of try and identify the pain in their collaboration needs. So what we've seen, I mean, the way that things seem to be changing at the moment is, I think, first of all, if you look socially, the way in which people communicate, the number of people that they collaborate with has grown dramatically. I see that, frankly, just with my daughters. I have teenage daughters, and it is extraordinary how they are able to hold, real-time conversations with 10 or 15 people constantly. I think in a work environment, you see an increased level of globalization. I think people are under constant pressure to improve productivity. And some of the challenges that raises for our clients are really heavily based around maintaining the quality of communication that they have, both in terms of the quality of lines, making sure that the equipment is functioning correctly and that they have the facilities that they need, and then managing their users. And we've seen substantial increases in terms of user adoption of these kinds of technologies, and that creates a headache for many organizations.
Thank you very much, Dominic. That was a really interesting conversation, and congratulations again on the award win, and I'll see you later on at the banquet.